crazy idea. What a nutty idea. Bottles getting cut.
Now, see, the funny thing about the word sound is that when you're referring to a specific sample, let's say, you refer to how the sample sounds and to the fact that it is a sound.
Sound like metal kisses.
I think the sound as an entity is really important, but what it sounds like, I'm not as worried about.
How related all these things are is really important to me, and I've decided that's kind of like the most important thing about this project. It is bringing everything together, because I've learned a lot of things this semester, and I've worked on a lot of materials, as a student here and as a student in life. So I'm just trying to bring it all together. The material on the label is, I wrote, instead of just mixed media, I wrote very mixed media. This is the sound of a plastic CD, and it's being squished. It has a very warping-y kind of sound to it. I just loaded a sample from a piece of the Big Zipper. It is all derived from a particular zipper that I recorded once upon a time. And we have 4 metronomes going at it and looping different short sections based on quarter notes, dotted half notes, and so on, based on this really geeky program called Max MSP.
Oh, since your wiring diagram?
Yeah, pretty much. And so I can have it refer to samples that I feed it. And this is the chaining the panning thing I created. So channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so it's just X and Y coordinates that are fed into another little system.
Oh, that's cool. So it actually does 3D organization in space.
Yeah, that's you treat it just right. It's just audio.
So, is it still music?
Absolutely. I mean, it's certainly musical. I mean, it's like saying if something is music, it's not art, or vice versa. I mean, it's really in between.
This is compared to other, music you've done in the past?
I never had this much control over it. Usually I'm working with a band, or working with a program that is a little more put together than this, whereas this, you get to sort of build it from the ground up, and you get to have complete control over every single aspect of the song-making process. Well, we are matching up our keyboard patcher, which is how we're going to control it using the keyboard, with a system of delays that's going to allow us to have constant beat action that is changeable on the go using the keyboard. This method, it's really logical. Based on how long you hold down a key, it'll play different patterns that are sort of not already programmed, but are mechanically set up and hard to work on some speakers, record some sound through some speakers, see how it sounds.
Alright.
We're not just going to get new sounds from these speakers. We're going to play old sounds through the speakers, and we're going to make the old sounds into new sounds. Resamplification.
The 15-inch speaker. That thing's going to be badass. It sounds good, too.
This one sounds crazy. This one has much better containment than this one does. This one looks cooler than it sounds in comparison. What's the sort of flimsier plastic? Actually, there's PVC and 2-liter bottles in the middle. Cool thing about this one is it's got this Y connector piece, which will allow the connecting of two 3.5-inch speakers to be put together, so the air will be pushed out the bottom here. See, this is a subwoofer actually. So I took apart a subwoofer and then made a subwoofer that has its opening right here. So there's a column in the middle, and then the air can pass through around here. And then there's water.
The column in the middle is open.
Yeah, it comes directly from the speakers right here. So the air gets pushed out the back. So the high frequencies come out the top.
Right.
And the low frequencies get pushed out the back, go through the space, and then get pushed out here. And there's water in here to seal.
How important is what goes through the speakers?
Well, very important. Because then that determines what can be recorded, and then what can be played through the speakers, and then what can be recorded and played through the speakers. So yeah, it's important. I like to think that the things that get played through the speakers have been played through speakers before, and have been recorded. And now they get to be played through speakers. I like
Just
that.
constant reappropriation. It's really the most important thing. Non-stop resamplification, reappropriation.
So the water's to change the sound again. Another element to change the sound.
Yeah, it's just because the actual space itself is open on the bottom.
Right.
So I'm taking a metals class right now, so I got to weld all this and design the shape myself. So I started with a big triangle. It's 6 feet long from the inside all the way to the outside.
It's time to seal the deal.
It's not my fault the phone got as heavy as our conversation. Why do I bother trying to pick you up every time this happens?
Wait, how did killing one of the villains work out?
That's the issue with whatever tries the fastest.
So you don't want to rhyme in the sentence?
With
Whoa! Do all villains murder their people? Oh, wow! So, okay, alright. Is that how you define villains, or how villains define themselves? Okay, so you're not really a villain unless you're
all sides.
Alright. Well, anyone not in the Union might happen to think that they're a villain? Like, we're gonna plug this like we're plugging it in the space. We're gonna test it the way it's going to be used. So that is... Our room is about wide by 8 feet long. And then I'm going to use egg crates to make it circular instead of...
There is a beat to it.
Just a little bit. I can slow it down if you want. Like that, Mark?
Click to the sub over there. This is like first time I'm really seeing like a synergy of the physical stuff with speakers and software side. Seeing how they're both having different effects on the transference of sound.
Looks sweet.
Yeah?